he was writing a poem, a song of a rat. But he stopped writing. Why? Because she has importance in life, and due to his death, he got mad. He did not concentrate on his work and he stopped doing anything. After that, after the 3 years, he again started writing a poem that is known as the Song of a Crow. But when when he is in affair with the Asia, and she also committed the suicide in the same way as Sylvia did.
And Masuma, imagine what this man has been through when this second wife.
Where he met two mentors. One is sister and second is teacher, which is now known as John. Now, what the hell was it? First of when he was
The most famous and most good book, which name was On My Waves, I guess. Yeah. Okay. They are the children, Michael, Christopher, and Catherine Ann. Okay, this is a kind of a boring of a biography. It's a daily kind of, I guess I made 3 slides on his biography. Okay. From the beginning, he was a country boy who was a kind of soldier in the 90s for a preparation of a Romanian invention in 1944. This line is about the departure. He moved from the place to place, and he just developed the skills of tourism, I guess, and more he gained more the geographical and psychological department of the rural.
No, you just triggered me up. He says in redress of poetry. Poet is always on the side of minorities. Poet is on the side of, and here majority is punishing. The gun is alone.
The way to store the memories of love. Now, you have seen the work of the image that describes the memories of love.
So I'm here to present Philip Larkin. He was born in 1922 and he died in 1985. Please next slide. So, I would like you all to focus on this picture. What we see there, an antique, lavish-looking car. So it's a fun fact for you all that the city was previously the center of the British car industry and the birthplace of the bicycle. Coventry Transport Museum. That is for you fun fact. It's in Coventry where Philip Larkin was born. We can easily remind ourselves that the place where he was born, there is a museum. It is a world-famous museum and the birthplace of a bicycle. And Coventry Cathedral. The cathedral is located in Coventry, West Midland, England. Next slide. It's an overview. It's a major point of the post-World War II era. Larkin was an eminent member of the group of English writers known as the movement writers associated with the movement, wrote fiction and poetry about ordinary experience in realistic and rational style. Next slide. So, it's biography. He was the second child and only son of Sidney and Eva Larkin. Sidney Larkin was a city treasurer between the year 1922 to 1944. He attended the city King Henry VIII School between 1930 and 1940 and made regular contributions to the school magazine, The Coventryman, which between 1939 and 1940 he also helped to edit. After leaving King Henry VIII, he went to St. John's College, Oxford, and despite the war, Larkin had failed his army medical because of his poor eyesight. It was such a dreadful thinking about that. It was an era of war where he just wanted to serve his nation, but just because of his eyesight, he couldn't go to the war. Was able to complete his degree without interruption, graduating in 1943 with first-class honors in English. His closest friends at Oxford were Kingsley and Miss and Bruce Montgomery. Next slide.
Zainab, just a comment came, sorry for interrupting you. Most of them went to Oxford and Cambridge, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So there could be something in Oxford and Cambridge which makes poets and writers.
Yes, sir. So all really wanted to go there as well.
May you also
Inshallah.
step there.
Poetry of movement is much closer to reality. Hence, some common themes of Philip Larkin poetry are death, religion, fear, dread, and isolation. As we all know, it was a war era. So there is isolation. Larkin poetry is universal in nature. We can also compare ourselves with it, which is one of the major characteristics of modern poetry. The first of these poems to be published in a rational weekly as Illuminatum, which appeared in the Listeners November 28, 1940. After graduating, Larkin lived with his parents for a while before being appointed librarian at Wellington, Shropshire in November of 1943. Here he studied to qualify as a professional librarian, but continued to write and publish. In 1945, then his poems, which later that year would be included in the Knowledge, appeared in Poetry from Oxford in wartime. Two novels, Jill and A Girl in Winter, were published in 1946 and 1947 respectively. In 1946, Larkin became assistant librarian at the University College of Leicester. He completed his professional studies and became an associate of the Library Association in 1949. Next slide. It was that during the year 1961 to 71 that Larkin contributed monthly reviews of recording for the Daily Telegraph. In December of 1984, he was offered the chance to succeed Sir Jonas Benjamin, post-lieutenant, but declined, being unwilling to accept the high public profile and associated media attention of the position. In mid-1985, Larkin was admitted to hospital with an illness in his throat, and June 11, an operation was carried out to remove his asparagus. Philip Larkin died of cancer at 1:24 a.m. on Monday, December 2, 1985. He was 68, I think so, years old. Time, death, chances, change, disillusionment, mystery, desire, disappointment, inexplicableness. There are also minor themes as well. Failure, fragility of human choices, importance of vocation in life, the horrifying reality of death, struggle of common people, universality of human misery and sadness, isolation from environment and nature. So, my poem is Lines on a Young Lady Photo Album by Philip Larkin. It has 9 stanzas. Its rhyming scheme is ABBA, composed in 1955, published in 1955 in the collection of his poems, The Less Deceived. Lines on a Young Lady Photograph album by Philip Larkin is a poem about memory and the past. The speaker relishes the access he has to his lover's past, where he looked through her photos with her. The most important image in this piece is that of the photo album.
Excuse me, could you just read this, the last two bullets again?
Okay, sir. The speaker relishes to access his has to his lover's past when he looks through her photos with her. The most important image in his piece is that of the photo album itself. Its presence in the room is the basic of the entire text. It gives the speaker access to a world where he did not know he could enter into. The book also spawns a whole discussion about the merits of photography and the nature of the past. It is the source of so much, including the basics of their relationship. Although he was accessible to her photograph album, into her past, into her future, but he was not accessible to herself. He was not accessible to her soul. He was accessible to his photograph albums, his past, his journey, but he was not accessible to her heart. After graduating from Oxford University in 1943, Larkin became a librarian and from 1950 to 1955 was sub-librarian at Queen's University, Belfast. It was while he was there that he met and had a brief love affair with a young assistant librarian named Winifred Arnott. She was undergoing her librarianship training and in 1957 left Belfast for London to complete her professional qualification, later becoming engaged to someone else. The young lady of poem under reviews was Winifred Arnott. She was the one whom he wrote this poem to. Larkin expressed his weariness and skepticism about matters of the heart, resorting to mockery and self-mockery to make clear his wish to be as undeceived as possible. The title lines of A Young Lady Photograph album introduces the mocking tone right from the start with its collection of poems from a previous age with similar titles but which took themselves much more seriously, such as verse was line written in early